and they are just players that are going to create an advantage anyway.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I do think Loud need to draft for a winning 2v2. Let's see if they can make that happen here in what could be their final game at First Stand.
All right, Loud, what have you got prepared for us? Similar bans to what we saw in the previous game with the Jarvan and the Pantheon taken off the board. Orianna and Ryze going to be similarly removed. I mean, we're now getting a little bit deeper into the pool of what's actually available, because now the question of, will we get to see YoungJae's Qiyana finally come out, one of his most played of the year? The Varus now going to be banned away. They realize how powerful it is, and they do not want to give it to GALA anymore.
And they don't want to give it to themselves because their first pick.
I mean, I'm at this point, I'm confident Bull doesn't play Varus.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think he plays
That's
it.
such a problem in draft, though, when the most highly prized AD carry can't be played by your team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm thinking that engage supports are going to rise in priority now. Nami is still available, so the Corki Nami combo is something I think we need to be mindful of for JDG. But there's that Qiyana. They don't want to give YoungJae one of his comfort picks. So what will the first pick be? Ambessa.
So a little bit of a flex pick here for Loud. Obviously could go up to xyno, could go to YoungJae. And we'll see if they are going to try to maintain that potential of a flex throughout draft, which can definitely give you some advantage, especially when you're having to blind some stuff. But so far this year, there haven't been any Ambessa games from YoungJae. But of course, you know, there is a possibility.
So Corki and Nami. We did just talk about it, and they have immediately locked it in.
So you want a winning 2v2. Yeah. How about if instead you have a losing 2v2 again?
Well, here we go. This is the type of stuff that we wanted to see, right? Kalista plus Renata.
I just think you get ranged.
It's a bot lane that can fight, at the very least.
Yeah. I feel like you got to bring your jungler down there, though.
Absolutely, you do. So level 6, they have plays. If the Ambessa is in the jungle, it's all about getting that level 6 and making stuff happen in the bot side of the map. So I think that this is also just a bot lane that a single misplay from JDG's bot lane can offer opportunities for the Kalista Renata.
Yeah.
But the only problem I have, Azael, is that I'm still kind of jaded by MSI when we were in Vancouver and Kalista Renata won 0 games.
Yep.
So that still lingers in my mind. That's still very ever present for me, the burden of execution that is required to have a successful Kalista Renata lane.
And my problem with early picking Kalista Renata is always that Renata is so effective into heavy dive comps, but when you early pick it, they only show their bot lane. They just don't have to play dive.
That's
you can
true.
just pick a control mage in the mid lane and control space and have some sort of frontliney jungler and just play slow. And then even if you manage to win the 2v2, which I don't think they can do in this matchup, honestly, Kalista Renata get really limited value against long-range comps. Hostile takeover is so slow-moving, it's very difficult to find angles for it. And we'll see if they can make a liar out of me, but I just think this is a losing 2v2 once again, because you're not playing into any sort of engage. And Renata really struggles into champions like Nami, who can just play slow, play for sustain. Corki doesn't need to take an all-in. You can just poke with Foss bombs and push the wave.
Okay, listen. I recognize your skepticism, Azael. I recognize it, but
and you deny it.
No, I'm just going to be blindly optimistic.
Okay, I like that.
Something
Delusion.
that I practice frequently as an LEC commentator. But the jungle pool is getting pinched more, and it seems JDG is incredibly confident that this is not a flex pick. You did mention that we haven't seen any Ambessa jungle from YoungJae, and it is xyno's second most played. So JDG feels very confident in their prep that this Ambessa is going top. That's largely why they went for the Jax early rotation. Now, do they want range themselves? Do they want to go more for poke? Are they thinking about something like a Jace mid, perhaps, or
even just any control mage? Legit, I feel like.
Victor could also just work if they want something relatively safe blind in the middle lane as well.
I think you can play Azir. You can play a lot of stuff. I mean, Azir is pretty nerfed, but it hasn't been that popular. Poppy jungle would be really nice here. Into Ambessa and Kalista.
Yeah, because I was also thinking about, like, maybe he could go Lee Sin or something, or Zehen, and then I'm like, oh, Poppy into Lee Sin.
Well, if you didn't like the draft before, I got some bad news for you, buddy.
That's really good. That's it. It's a great adaptation there from JDG.
I hate when they pick good things.
Yeah, well, okay, Loud, come on. Show us what you got. Viego, okay. I mean, it is definitely a skirmish-heavy jungler that can somewhat circumvent the Poppy interaction.
Yeah, you can't block them all. That's the strategy that we're going for here.
Yeah.
You might be able to stop any of us, but you can't stop all of us.
Wait, what happens with Kalista's ult? Does that also bounce off? It must, right?
I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure if it's unstoppable or not. I've never seen it get rejected by an Alistar headbutt or something like that. So I think you're probably just unstoppable. I don't think you would get stunned by that.
Interesting.
I mean, I could Google it.
Poppy W definitely stops Alistar headbutt. No?
It absolutely does. I'm saying I haven't seen like Renata get thrown in by a Kalista and get headbutt out of the air, like pulverized out of the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why I'm assuming that it is unstoppable. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it's unstoppable.
HongQ, don't bring out the Vega again. I didn't love it into. I mean, I guess considering how slow the games have been, it's fine. Oh, these champions are swapping, and
Hwei's another good one. Yeah, so this is the problem. They're just playing disengage, right? You've kind of like already forecasted when you early pick this what you're going to be playing and what you're hoping your opponents are going to be playing. They just say, nope, we're playing Poppy. We can just Keeper's Verdict knock you away. We're playing Hwei that controls space, and we're going to just split push with Jax, who's going to outscale in the side lane. So it's really tough. I mean, this is one of these comps where it is synergistic for Loud. You go in with the flash tibbers, you stun someone up, public execution comes in, the hostile takeover goes over the top, Viego gets a quick kill, gets a reset. That's
just
the thought process.
You know, like you can get some quick kills, absolutely, and you can swing a team fight, but
can you get through Poppy and Jax?
We agree that JDG's drafting has been good in this series, and they have aptly punished Loud at every opportunity.
And even worse than their good drafting is their good play, which you hate.
Yeah.
They play towards their win comps. You know, they're like, oh, we're a poke comp. Let's not just run in and kill ourselves. I don't know why, but for some reason, we're a split push comp. Let's just play slow and play the side lanes. I don't know why they would do that, but they seem to be doing it.
They do seem to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You were the one that said to me, it felt like game 1 and game 2 were mirrors of each other.
They were.
And we're on track to have a third mirror installed here in Sao Paulo.
So it's a funhouse at that point.
It does seem to be, and it does feel like the Loud is getting lost as they wander around the funhouse.
That's tough. We'll see if they can make something happen. It is definitely a snowbally comp. I mean, if Loud can get some early kills, if you get that first reset, you never know what can happen, but compositionally feels very, very, very difficult, I think, for Loud. JDG has been so good around playing to their strengths and weaknesses of their composition. I think they're going to play at range. I think they're just going to play to look to deny these engages that Loud will be drafting for. And let's see if Loud, it's got to start in the bot lane, man. It's just gotta. They have to play better in this 2v2. Can't be behind. Oh no, this is. I mean, he shouldn't die, but he actually no.
He
might. Yeah, I think he's just dead. That is really tough. That's tough. You hate to see it happen. Let's put it at that.
To start off your elimination final match.
You know what?
Dying for first blood is
Poppy has to start with E. Think about how bad JunJia's jungle clear is going to be. You know?
That's yourself a lot.
Yeah, that's my glass half full.
That's all right.
Yeah, you're like, all right, YoungJae, get a jungle gap.
Look how slow this is.
He's still on his first camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now he's not, but he was. He was in his first camp.
Yeah, I mean, right now, this is a situation where Azael and I are quickly trying to figure out how Loud can bounce back. But while they figure that out,
you can go and buy the Act 2 Battle Pass bundle that is live now. Purchasing unlocks the Prestige Requiem Sona skin and Chroma. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. And Xiaoxu taking a trade here with xyno on the top side. And we'll continue theory crafting. You know, how is this a positive?
How is this a positive?
Jungle no flash. End started E.
That's true.
Just it's up to your team to punish it, really.
I mean, Bull. Oh no! So I was about to find another positive, and I was like, they got some good trades.
I was about
he's coming back with a refillable.
I was about to find another positive, but they've cut me off at the pass. The negativity cut me off.
Yeah. But hey, he's got more sustain now to help match up against the 2 versus 2.
That's true.
Hang on. Level 3 for GALA. You got to be careful there in the bot lane.
Yep, GALA is level 3 right now. Bull and RedBert goes in and on it as they clear out that wave. We'll be able to get there themselves, and we'll see if they can find any sort of an all-in play. Of course, GALA and Vampire did use their Barrier and Heal. That was traded earlier.
Here we are. This is the cascading effect. So thanks to JunJia having a slow start to his clear, he now doesn't get to contest the bot crab.
Big.
Which means that for the first time in this series, it will be YoungJae that actually has control over the bottom side, and now GALA and Vampire have to play more respectfully.
And maybe now JunJia doesn't get a double kill on the bot dive.
Absolutely, because now the map has been split. Now, xyno, you do know that this means that jungler is going to be on your side of the map, so you've got to be cautious of that.
He does. He does have to be cautious of that, unfortunately. As JunJia here. Xiaoxu with not the ideal buy. The glowing moat and boots is not going to feel great here, but xyno staying around and JunJia looking for a long wrap around. YoungJae is coming out from base, but you called it, Vedius. You got to be careful. This wave is pushing away from him. He is very aware.
YoungJae's also in the area.
But it's the lure of the cannon, Vedius. No top laner can resist.
He got it.
xyno gets the cannon, and that's all that matters. In comes YoungJae. Xiaoxu getting low. xyno going to flash back. There is that leap strike forward. The steadfast presence interrupts him. It is going to be a trade of kills and +1 on the cannon.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you spotted it out in the fight. The use of JunJia's steadfast presence there to actually save his top laner so that he could actually get that kill onto xyno was very well played by JunJia, but still ends up being a 1-for-1 thanks to the turret. The junglers are going to be
2. They got the cannon.
Yes, they did. There's a 30 gold difference between the top laners right now, and that cannon has to have contributed pretty meaningfully, I would say. It did.
Unfortunately, Bull not going to be going back to base as he would have liked. As GALA has come back, doesn't have any sustain in the kit, but here it is one more time. I mean, xyno, he knew the wave was in a bad spot. He wanted to push it in.
Yeah, and he's got very long cooldowns early on as well, so he can't really stick in the trade. That's the steadfast presence we were talking about. Good use to interrupt YoungJae to try and keep Xiaoxu alive, and then Xiaoxu takes a tower shot, so it is unfortunate. Now, the mid lane, we haven't talked much about it, but Azael, we've talked extensively about Annie as a champion. And you said to me, if I got this quote correct, if you are just away from Annie, you generally win the matchup.
Yeah.
And right now we are seeing that happen live.
Yeah. I mean, Annie is a horrible blind pick. You know, it's a compositional pick a lot of times in pro, but it's a horrible blind pick because you get outranged so badly. And we have JunJia waiting behind them. They're looking for yet another 2v2
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Dive.
We made a deal.
He's basing. He's sticking to the plan.
Okay, cool.
YoungJae is here. We'll spot out JunJia and is going to find out that JunJia's trying to steal that away. Nice steadfast presence. Couldn't find the tackle into the wall, so YoungJae will have this Gromp reset, but Loud will be able to at least defend their side, and that gets some cheers from the crowd.
Ward ends up falling. YoungJae going to get a ward back in response. The crowd's still very supportive of the home crowd favorites, Loud. It's a bit of a tense moment here in the bottom lane. Envy can't really get involved, even though he does have the level 6. If they could get Annie down towards these skirmishes... Oh, Bull forced to use the barrier.
Yeah, I mean, YoungJae positioning like wants to fight for the scuttle. You cannot fight for the scuttle. Your bot lane is completely low on health.
He can and he will.
I don't think he should. Envy is moving down, so they're going to just try to take this away. And you can look at mid lane. HongQ has just pushed this in. They're still trying to force, but on the top side, Xiaoxu going all in onto xyno. He does hit him with the public execution. Kites back to the tower. Envy dropped a wave to try to get down there and force a play. They couldn't actually find it as JDG just take the scuttle and back off. I feel like YoungJae just had to accept the loss and keep farming because that just puts Envy further behind, and JDG were well aware of the move from mid.
Yeah, sometimes we see this though, where teams, they tunnel too hard on what they think is important and they end up just being spectators rather than just trying to cross map. And again, it's something that we see consistently, just both LPL and LCK teams do very well. Oh, you want to kill my top laner? That's fine. I'm going to push mid, push bot, take your camps, take our camps. Like, they're constantly trying to be as efficient as possible. And in this situation, YoungJae, he very much just, he wasted time because now JunJia's been able to go back to base. He's going to start clearing through his top side. A little bit surprised considering that his bot camps are up. His camps are spawning very awkwardly right now. But he's shadowing the top side, level 6. Yeah, there's no real gank to happen here against xyno especially.
Yeah, and they can see that YoungJae is on that ward over by the Raptors here as HongQ was winning on those trades and did get the kill on Tibbers to boot, which is an extra 50 gold. Always feels nice. YoungJae here to try to protect his mid laner, make sure he can at least get this wave. And as Envy didn't have a great first buy, HongQ already on that early lost chapter is just in his comfort zone, and you're just going to perma wave clear. Annie can't really interact with you. Anytime you walk forward, you just get hit by poke. And as we saw, even when you get the Tibbers down onto HongQ, he trades with the Spiraling Despair, and it's still very positive for him. So as long as JDG can just keep you lane locked, they're kind of just winning again. And that's the problem, is that they've set themselves up for success in all 3 games where all they have to do is farm well and avoid fights and they will win. And it feels like game 3, they've set them up for that exact same win con.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of this was inspired by their series versus JunJia, because it was HongQ that was getting battered by Chovi's Hwei, and now he's performing in a very similar way, playing at absolute max length, making it impossible for the Annie to do anything, and JDG with a very patient approach. Now, though, JDG is going to be the one to kick off the Dragon. This will be their first Dragon of the series, I believe, if they can secure it. JunJia doesn't want to allow that to happen.
And Envy's under his power, so they're going to be down a man right now. Envy is very far behind them, doesn't have the Tibbers, and the Spiraling Spear just came back up now. HongQ's going to let it rip onto Bull. They steal away the Dragon, they land the bubble. The bailout does nothing. Bull will fall as well. Waste the flash just to add insult to injury. Loud lose another fight, and it's a long-range kill from HongQ. Snipes out RedBert to end the fight, 3-for-0. And the Dragon, and they're gonna go to Grubs and get that too.
In games 1 and game 2, JunJia found his double kill by diving bot lane. This time he found his double kill on the bot lane once again, but he secures a Dragon to boot. Envy's gonna try his best to get something back, but it's just to deter HongQ from getting more plates, as JDG amass a 3k gold lead off the back of this fight that starts off with just the numbers advantages. You called it. HongQ gets to move first. The smite is too early because the rend wasn't used in conjunction with that. JunJia turns his attention towards the bottom lane, and it becomes an easy clean-up play. Beautifully executed. The snipe will come through from the mid laner. And Loud looking lost here already in game 3.
Yeah, it's just an overforce. It's kind of a repeat of the scuttle play, where they're trying to force their hands when they don't have the setup, and there's no way JDG is going to let you get away with that. Tibbers is a longer cooldown. Annie didn't have move and didn't have ult, so there's just no way you're going to win out in a 3v4. You're down a man, you're down an ult, and Annie really doesn't do anything without her ultimate. So YoungJae moving up towards that top side. Xiaoxu does have the info that he is there, but will they be able to find a kill here? YoungJae looking. Nice public execution does come in, but the counter-strike is timed well. Xiaoxu flashes back. The flashes are there to follow. And xyno picks up a much-needed kill for Loud.
So we are definitely seeing similarities between the games, Azael. Xiaoxu is dying top due to gank pressure. JunJia is making plays happen all over the Rift, helping his team and himself get kills. And we find ourselves 10 minutes in already with a 2.6k gold lead. Loud, they're going to have to find a miracle play in order to swing the momentum of this game, because right now it feels like JDG can just follow the same trajectory that they have throughout the entirety of this series and slowly tear Loud apart.
At least bot lane's a little bit closer this time around, but the problem becomes JunJia is mega fed with a champion that is compositionally such a strong answer to what Loud have, and mid lane is just miles behind. And Annie from behind, you just don't do any damage, and you're heavily outranged, so you can't threaten the all-in onto HongQ, and you can't play the lane slow, and in comes both of the junglers as there's a nice bubble in onto Bull, and now the tackle comes through. The hostile takeover trying to peel. Bull has the bailout, but will it even matter? A three-man knockup from JunJia. He's telling him, get out the game. This one is mine, as JDG crushed the bot lane fight and look for the sweep.
That was nasty from JunJia. Getting that three-man knock-up combo to allow for GALA to just clean up the fight was beautiful. 5-0-2 now on the Poppy, kind of stealing the thunder away from the bottom lane. We'll look back and you identified it. A really nice flank comes in from both junglers. One to protect, one to attack, and the attacker, I mean, he did some serious work. Flash, knock-up combo. Exquisitely done. JDG once again with a firm control over this game.
And JunJia even finding RedBert back and live, who will survive. You can see the frustration there on their face. As watching on, feeling pretty happy. Very different experiences being on either side of the Rift here, as you can tell. As GALA now feeling super confident with that Triforce completed, and we can see in the Coinbase gold grind, Vampire a good 600 gold ahead. Does have his first item completed, while RedBert's still working towards one on the other side, but that's really the least of their concerns as you look at the itemization between mid, jungle, and bot.
I mean, this mid tower is just slowly falling. I guess, like, so far in this series, what we've been seeing is bot lane just take that tower, and then once they've taken it, they start moving out to other lanes. But this time, HongQ's done such a good job as the ulti committed top.
Public execution, and there's no Counter-Strike available for Xiaoxu, so this should be a pretty easy kill. xyno tanks it up, YoungJae going in, but the tower is on him. The red buff turns it around. The Counter-Strike is back. He's stunned up, and in comes JunJia to get one more. Xiaoxu looked like it was a guaranteed death, and it was at the end of the day as he gives one over for free to xyno. But the play still goes bad. It looked like they had juggled the aggro well, but I think it had to be the red buff on YoungJae that pulled the aggro back.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for YoungJae. The idea behind the dive, I like it. It's worked for you so far this series, attacking Xiaoxu. It's a place on the map you can make plays. Oh, but HongQ has now made his way to bottom lane.
That tower is very low. It is not going to protect him for long. Bull loses all of his health to 2 basic abilities from HongQ. Doesn't have the Spiraling Despair. He would have been already dead, and now you're gone regardless. Bull gets sniped down as the heavens descend from HongQ. He is just firing missiles from outer space at this point.
He is farming kills right now as he finds himself another one. JunJia?
Yeah, JunJia with the knockup. YoungJae running out, but again, it's the orbital laser. It's satellites versus sticks and stones. It's just not fair, Vedius.
It's a systematic destruction here in the final game. It is a feeling all too familiar that the West have been experiencing over the last few days. That game 3 looking so one-sided as the Dragon will be started off by JDG and Loud. I mean, they had a valiant series versus Lion, but against JDG, they have just been dismantled, torn apart, given no opportunity to have any presence in this series.
JDG definitely looking very good. It was always going to be tough for these teams. You know, you have JDG and JunJia, 2 super strong teams from the LPL, from the LCK. They would have to get by because, of course, only 2 teams advance from each group. So you have to be able to take down either JDG or JunJia to even have a chance of advancing. And it's a very difficult road when you do lose that first matchup. We're back to top lane as Xiaoxu here. If 2 don't work, bring 3. Let's see if they can make this one happen. They're TPing up as well. They're going to bring 4 as 3 was looking a little bit sketchy, but now comes JDG. JDG trying to make this one a little bit more of an even fight as Xiaoxu is just buying time. GALA, Vampire, JunJia all coming in. Xiaoxu going to get stunned up, has the Counter-Strike, flashes back, still surviving. Now you're between 2 towers, and this does not look like a fun time. Emmy flashes forward, so does xyno. They're going to look for GALA. GALA standing. He's going to be hit by the hostile takeover, but in the back line goes Xiaoxu, takes down 2. GALA survives. They do finally get the Jax, as we have seen time and time again. But xyno cannot win this fight. JunJia will survive. No one from Loud can stay the same as they all get knocked down, and it's going to be the Herald off the back of the fight.
Loud are just desperate at this point. They know how quickly the game is snowballing out of control. They have to make something happen somewhere on the map. But this time around, the cavalry came in clutch. JDG did not want to let their top laner fall once more. And even though he did end up dying, they got 4 kills in exchange. So his goal here is to buy time. The commitment of the TP. Loud feel like they have to get something, but they are so deep at this point. Xiaoxu overstays though. He thinks that I need to buy time for my team to arrive, but he's forced to flash away. Now with the positioning of GALA, nice flash engage from Envy, but look at the damage he gets back off. That Q picking apart Loud, doing so much initial damage, allowing for Xiaoxu to get a double himself. And even though Tibbers gets enraged, he is not angry enough to turn this fight in their favor.
Xiaoxu's always good for one, though. You know? Loud, have someone reliable, and it's Xiaoxu.
Yeah.
They can always go top lane, get one. Xiaoxu's got to be a bit annoyed about how many ganks he's tanking, but the games are absolutely going their way. And this one, again, almost 10,000 gold ahead now at 17 minutes in.
We didn't talk about it. HongQ took tier 2 belt tower.
What did we agree, Vedius? What is the rule for this series?
My bad.
Where did that happen, Vedius?
Sorry,
Where did it happen?
You're right, you have it in the bot lane.
Yeah. Okay,
we
buddy.
don't go there. You're right. My bad. HongQ now has 2 completed items. If he thought that his orbital strikes weren't doing enough, well, he's just upgraded. No one thought that.
They were doing too much already.
No, there was that one guy.
There's that one guy? Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, wait, he's not looking very strong in this game.
Well, hopefully this can change his mind.
All right, Spectral Maw coming in, going to be flashed away there by Vampires. Oh my god. GALA hurts a lot, and here comes Xiaoxu. It's revenge of the top laner. Who's ganking who now? JunJia going to tackle him into the wall. Hostile takeover comes out, buys a little bit of time. 2-man and knockup. The Fate's Call will pull back RedBert. He can peel for Bull, but Bull is burning, and HongQ is gonna look. There's one orbital laser, not enough to take down RedBert as JDG pushing on the base. They're gonna crack the inhibitor at about 18 minutes in.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I've seen something similar to like this
dancing
before.
Shelly?
They're going to go for the bot tower. No, they're going to try and end the game.
They're going to try to end the game here.
We've seen this before.
Oh my God, they're looking for the fastest game of the tournament. The first Nexus tower is already gone at 18 minutes. The respawns are in from Loud. Let's see if they can hold on. JDG says, wait a second, we're just kidding. We're not going to end, we will back up.
Okay, apparently they've decided that they're not T1 at MSI, but it only takes a single member to overstep from Loud. Okay, they're going to back away. JDG, oh my goodness. They want to end this quickly. They want to end Loud suffering. A dominant series from the LPL second seed that they're looking to just make it look even more dominant. JDG completely flipping the script on the perspectives.
They are looking really, really strong as we can hear the co-streamers next door to us. We're not sounding too happy about the results through the walls. And JDG looking to try to seal the deal here, of course. They are 30 seconds away from this third dragon. I don't know if it's really going to get to Seoul or not, as they have been crushing this one. And
I mean, they've just committed their TP, so you pretty much just have one person push mid and everyone else push bot. And then you just try and get that second inhibitor, and then the game, it's just an inevitability at that point. You could then play for Baron if you wanted to play it extra safe, but with the gold that they have, I genuinely don't think they need it. Like, look at Envy's items and then look at HongQ's, or don't. I mean, it depends.
I won't. I choose to live in ignorance, Vedius.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, JDG, they can definitely just win with their wallets at this point.
Yeah, they are looking really, really strong. And the wave clear is pretty weak over on the Loud side, which is going to make dealing with the super minions that much harder. As Annie and Kalista, not exactly inspiring wave clear. They will pick up that third dragon while they do everything else. Xiaoxu going to be pushing up on that top side. He was, for a while, playing on that weak side. 3 members were up there, and he just kind of waited as JDG were pushing on the bot side. If no one's responding to that, he knows he's got to play safe, but they're still pinging up towards Xiaoxu once again. Just constantly looking to attack him. 3 members here from Loud as Envy's going to come in from behind. Does land the stun. He still has the Counter-Strike available, but going to be chained by YoungJae. He's going to turn around on YoungJae. YoungJae has to flash out. He flashes onto Envy, but surely he will get knocked down. It's a trade of flashes, but look at the base. HongQ going to let the Spiraling Despair rip. Does get pulled back by the Fate's Call. Bull barely saves him, but almost dies in the effort here as JDG looking to close this one out. They're trying to fight it out, but Loud can't do anything. GALA is unstoppable, as he has been this whole series long. JDG looking to seal the deal. It's going to be a 3-0 sweep and a date with Lion coming up.
A dominant performance once again to close out the series. JDG disregarding their series versus Gen G